Good morning, amateurs. We're going to try something new. In fact, I've already tried it to see if it works, and it works, but I want to do another one so you can see. What we have here is, does anybody know? Well, what we have here are wedges from a cutout when they fall a tree. You know, they cut a wedge on one side and the tree falls to that side, supposedly, if they're lucky. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn these. And what I've done, I've sanded this off. You know, you can't just, it's too thin to make a tenon or a recess. So I made a tenon, glued it on with hot glue. I'm going to mount that on the lathe. And I'm going to turn a little bowl in this. Like I said, I've already done one. And it looks like this. This is the first one I made. I didn't stain it, and I like it the least because I didn't stain it. Alright, well, you see what I'm going to try to do. Now this one's a little different because it's bigger than the other one. And it's really thin on one edge, so it's going to be really out of balance. I don't know how well that's going to turn. I may take it off and glue something on this back side where I won't be cutting to kind of balance it out. I'm not sure. But what I did was I drilled a hole, a small hole, which don't show, all the way through this. And then I had a little hole in the center of this. And I stuck an ice pick down through this hole so that I could match this up, so that this circle that I've got drawn on there, which is hard for you to see, it's easy for me to see, but with the lighting and stuff, it's hard to see. So that this circle will be spinning around this center point. That's where I want to be, and I'm keeping my edge about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch from the edge. Now on this one, it's so thin on this end that down here I'll have to stop. When I get down to this point with my gouge, I'll have to stop. I won't be doing any turning there. So it'll be a bowl with a open end. This one's a little differently. You can see my hole in the center, and maybe, yeah, you can kind of see the ring around there. I'm leaving the bark on. This one, some of the bark came off, I guess, when they cut it. But anyway, I'm going to put this on the lathe and show you what it looks like while I'm turning it. I'll get it set up and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got it set up. I'll be using Thompson's 5/8 bowl gouge. Been having trouble sharpening it. I think I got it right this time. We'll try it and see. I'm turning at about 550 RPM. That's as slow as mine will go. So let's take a look. It's out of balance. It's hard to turn. I think I'll get my carbide going here. See if I can turn it better. I'll get that set up and I'll be right back. This is a Robert Sorby Sovereign outfit. I like it. It works really well. We'll see how it cuts. This is red oak, by the way. I've gone about as far as I can out here. So it's just a matter of digging it out. Where it's really out of balance. I don't understand that for some reason. My circle here is not the same as my circle that I'm cutting. I don't understand that one. Well, anyway, I got a lot more digging here to do, and I'll keep digging it out. And as I get down in there, I'll get back to you. Well, this is kind of what it's looking like. And here, I'm down to just a little under ½ inch, about 7/16. So I can take a little more off. And then I need to just to shape this up in here. I've got a ledge there. So we'll keep going. I've upped the RPM to about 700. Well, it's turning. I still got a little more to go here. I better measure this out here, see where I'm at. Well, I'm down to about 3/8. I think that's about as low as I want to go. I don't want to cut a hole in it. I think what I'll do now is get my scraper. Get my scraper here, smooth it out. Well, that feels pretty good. I think we're up to sanding now, guys. I'll start with about an 80 grit. It's pretty smooth. And the last one I took up to 2000 grit. It makes it just like glass. Gives it a real hard finish. So I'll get my sander going here and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I got my face mask on. That humming noise you hear in the background, that's my air handling unit. My battery's about to go dead, so I'll slow this down. 550. That's what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and sand it, then we'll get back to you when I get that done. I'll get a new battery in. Okay. Well, I've got it, I sanded it down to 1500 grit. I stopped there. It got really slick. As you can see, it's really shiny, and that's all there is on there now is stain. I put some red oak stain on it, kind of give it some color. What I'm going to do now is take the tenon off, and I do that with denatured alcohol. See, I'll show you how easy that is. I guess I need to get my camera set up on a tripod so you can see it. Okay, you just take a little alcohol. I just use an acid brush. And you go around the bottom like that, all the way around. And it should come right off. Just give it a second or two here to soak. There we go. It just needed a little time. And it comes right off of your tenon real clean. There it is. It's off. I'm looking upside down at the picture on the back of the camera, so I'm moving things in the wrong direction so you can see. Anyway, that's what it is. So what I'm going to do now, I'll sand the bottom here, and I'll probably just take it down to like 320. And then I think I'll spray it with some lacquer. For these, I like a real slick finish. Real shiny slick. So I'll get to sanding just with a sander. There's nothing to watch. And I'll put some cloth down here to protect this side while I'm sanding. When I get it sanded, get ready to spray, I'll get back to you. Well, there it is in all its glory. I've just got one coat of lacquer on there. But that's basically what the finish is going to look like. I don't know. You tell me in the comments below. Is it worth it to save the wedge and make a little shallow bowl? You know, maybe a candy dish, whatever you know, just something to sit around. Alexa, stop timer. That's timing. You're supposed to wait 1 minute between coats on this lacquer. So I'm going to spray another light coat on. I found with lacquer, if you get back, they say a foot on the directions, but if you get back about 18 inches, it sprays a lot better. Sorry, I lost you out of the frame there. And it doesn't tend to bubble and run. So, well, I'm going to let those two coats dry. Then I'll sand it with about a 320, 400, something like that. Just lightly sand it, kind of smooth it out. And then I'll put another coat on. Then after that, that'll be the last coat. Then after that, I'll take some 2000 grit paper on my 2-inch little disc sander, and I'll put oil on there, some of that beeswax lemon oil, and then I'll polish it with 2000 grit, and that will make it look pretty good. So that's what it looks like. And what I'm going to do now is what I don't like to do, but it has to be done. Clean up the mess and put all my tools back. Alright guys, I'll show you what it looks like when we get it all done here. Well, while that one dries, thought I'd show you what I do here. Let me see if I can get the camera in a better picture. Yeah, get a little further away, that's better. Okay, what I do is I take the ice pick and I stick it through the hole, and it just barely comes out on this side. Then there's a little hole you can see right there in the bottom there, just a little, and I put that little hole under the ice pick. I think it slipped. Yeah, it did. There. Put it on the ice pick. Then I take my glue gun and spot it in a couple of places so that it'll hold. Take the pick out, and then I glue all the way around. Then I go back and I put another layer on. And I don't want this thing flying off. There it is. It's not real pretty, but it's going to come off anyway, so. Let that set up for about 20-30 minutes. Then I'll chuck it on my lathe, on my Nova chuck, and start turning. And let's see, I think you can see the circle there. I'll turn that circle. Then sand it, stain it, shoot some lacquer on it, have another one made, and that's the last one I'm going to make of these. And I'll show you what they all look like when I get done. So I'll be back in just a little bit. For me, it'll be probably a couple of days. For you, it's going to be. Well, while I was waiting for the other one to dry, I went ahead and put this one on. I got it cut, and I thought I'd tell you, I find the old high-speed drills, these little hand drills, this is an old Black & Decker. I've had this thing for, I'll tell you what, probably 45 years. I'm not exaggerating, but it's high speed. Listen. And I find it works a whole lot better than the slower speed of those battery operated drills. And what I do is I put the locking pin in my chuck and I just sand away. Now I'm up to, this is 1000 grit right here, but it really makes it smooth and it grinds it down real fast. I'll show you. Now these old ones are variable speed. I don't know if you can buy these anymore or not. I've seen them in flea markets and secondhand stores for like $5. So it works a whole lot better, and I just really like it the way it takes it down, and it makes it so smooth. Well, that's enough demo. I got to get my face mask back on, and I'm going to take this up to that's 1,000, probably 1,500, and I'll quit. And then I'll use my vibrating sander to sand this oak bark a little bit along the edges here. I'll kind of smooth out the edges; they're too sharp, and then I'll be ready to stain and take the tenon off the back, sand the back, get her all signed up, and be done. I'll show you what they all look like when I get finished. I don't know whether I told you this earlier or not, but with the last sanding, why I put this beeswax and orange oil on it. This stuff here is, I don't know, I find it works just as good as the Howard's, and it's about 1/3 to 1/2 of the price. I got this at Amazon. It's called Wood Preservers Touch of Beeswax with Orange Oil. I don't know, it seems to work real good to me. I've used the other, in fact I bought several bottles of the Howard's, but I don't know, I run across this and I find it's a lot cheaper and it works just as well. But anyway, I always put it on for the last sanding. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the little hole that I put in the center there to run my ice pick through, as you sand, that fills up with sawdust, and then I just take and touch a little crazy glue on that, and it fills the hole right back up. It's all done. No worries. Alright, well I'm going to continue sanding, and then one more time I'm going to tell you, I'll get back to you when I get them all done. Okay. Here they are, all in all their glory. This is the one that you watched me make. I think it turned out pretty nice. I stained it with red oak stain, and here's the back side. You can see the bark. It looks pretty good. It's kind of different. What's that? What's the little chest? Well, I made that little chest. It's a serpentine front chest. It's solid walnut. I don't think I have a video on it. I think I made that before I was doing videos. It's got a granite inlay on the top. As a little hint for you, if you do your countertops in your kitchen, this is the cutout from the electric range, the electric cooktop, and I had them round the corners and finish the edges off, and then use it as an inlay, and it turned out pretty nice. Then over here is the other one that I made. Oh, what's that chair? Oh, again, I'm glad you asked. That's what's called a corner chair. Normally I do my own designs, but that happens to be a Norm Abrams design from the New Yankee Workshop. And what makes it a corner chair is the location of the center of the back on the corner, and then the arm rails come around the sides. That's also a solid walnut, and it's actually a very comfortable chair. Okay, this is the first one I made. I didn't stain it, and I like it the least because I didn't stain it. I did leave the bark on it. You can see that on the back a little bit, but it turned out real nice. It's polished down to 2000 grit, and it's just like glass. Oh, and the table? Yeah, that's a little step table. That's solid walnut as well, and I made that as well. Yeah. Okay, then the last one is over here. And it turned out real nice too. It was stained, and the edges, when I stained them, I didn't try to brush it into the cracks and stuff. I wanted to have a little bit of kind of a motley look, a textured look. And then here's the bark. It has some really significant spalding, as you can see. Those are little black dots. Those are wormholes. but the Spalding was really significant on that piece. It turned out real good. I like that. It's setting on an antique, well, I guess it's antique. It's made in 1947, I believe. Singer sewing machine cabinet. And the sewing machine wasn't there, but I filled in the hole, and you open this up, pop the doors out, and it makes a sofa table. So when you're entertaining, you can put stuff on it. Well, anyway, there's a lot of other things I can show you, but that's going to be another video. In the meantime, hey, thanks for watching. You know, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the movie. It really helps me. I appreciate all those thumbs up and comments. That tells the algorithm, whatever that is, tells the algorithm that people are enjoying the videos, and it makes it more available for people to see and watch. So again, thanks for watching. Keep your fingers out of the saw blades, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.